Ka Meghalaya ka pahukum ka wei ka jela ka babon palat ki skul kata dah khat 100,000 san spa prapuar Tylli habai nujor bat ki wei pat ki jela bakentop ya ka Tripura ka badan 100,000 khandai spa arfu khandai Tylli ka Manipur ka badan 100,000 ro spa khat nyau Tylli ka Nagaland ka badan 8,000 nyau spa khat pra Tylli ka Arunachal Pradesh ka badan 1,000 ro spa lai Tylli bat Mizoram ka badan 1,000 khandai spa khat wei Tylli haba pensyong nong rem na ka Khynnah samari 8,000 khat wei. Haka jing batai benya haka janmiet jong ka arpu arteri ukula lengkot 8,000 pusan umentri rangba ka jelau konrat ke sang ma ulong bana ka jing bun ki skul ka wanra ka jing bun ru ki noi kai kata hadu san pusan hajar shispa nrupa Ngut bat ki ni ki skul ki kentop ru nyo hajar nyo spa prapulai Tylli ki badai ki bapet pura da ka sarkar bat 100,000 shispa nyo arteli ki bakershan da ka sarkar. Na barok khat 100,000 san spa prapuar Tylli ki skul hadu arspa andrut le ki skul ki de ki bampat dan tang iweru i Khynnah skul bat 8,000 arspa andrup khandai Tylli pat ki de ki badan Khynnah tang Hapoh khandai Ngut henrei ka sarkar ka haban Siew ya ka Tulop jong ki noi kai hakum ki te ki skul. Na ki skul deficit bat ad hoc ki skul ki bamdan Khynnah ki don khat pra Tylli bat ki batang Hapoh khandai Ngut ki Khynnah pan ki don hadu 6,000 shispa saupoi Tylli. Nangta, naki skul SSA pat ki bam don Khynnah ki don Hapoh Tylli, bat ki badon Khynnah tang Hapoh khandai Ngut ki don arspa and rupu pra Tylli, bat naki skul sarkar ki skul ki bam don Khynnah skul ki don khatwei Tylli, bat ki batang Hapoh khandai Ngut pat ki don hadu shispa Hapoh Tylli. Hakabe day bagjing Siew Tulop ya ki noi kai ka sarkar ka pulut hadu 6,000 khandai spa an rup nyo klor tingka sisnam kata khandai spa khat nyo klor ka badai sya ki noi kai haki school private bakershan ka sarkar lani ki grant in aid private school teachers sya ki noi kai school sarkar pat kumba hendro spa prapusau klor tingka bat lai spa an rupun ru klor tingka sya ki noi kai school SSA. Nalor ki skul, umentri rangba ola batairu, halor ka mang tingka ka ba arspa khat pra pon, henry pra klor sisnam, na ka benta ki college, kata ki government college ka balong, lai punyo point not pra klor, ki grant in aid private college, ka balong shispa nyopu kandai point henry klor, ha ka ba shispa arpuway point henry klor ka day siya ki private college. Hakaway pat kalyang o mentri rangba o lapen pao ka jing swokya baka pass percentage na ka examen secondary school living certificate SSLC haki si post nam baladam bakamla pan kot wat tang 100% ru. Lakado baki dan shispa arpusau Tylli ki baklam dan bapas haus nam araja arpusau shispa saupun ru Tylli haus nam araja arpulai shispa khat prat Tylli haus nam araja arpuar bat laipun ru Tylli ki skul ki baklam dan bapas haki lais nam baladam.
Problems that we are facing in education is not something that's just come up today. It's been building up for the last many decades. So there is no one reason, and as I said, my purpose of showing this to you is not to complain or to say that our problem is much bigger. Why it happened and how it happened is happened through the years. So it's really difficult for us to say that it happened because of this reason, that reason. It's just continuous process of schools being brought in. After schools being brought in, you can see that almost 4,000 plus schools are private schools which are getting almost close to 917 or 18 crores in terms of aid from the government, which are the deficit and the ad hoc pattern schools. So these are real numbers is what I'm trying to say. Is it good or bad? Again, it's not something I'm trying to tell you that whether it's right or wrong. Absolutely not. I'm not trying to complain either. Nor am I saying that the more schools we have is a bad thing. Maybe it's a good thing for us. And giving the money to the aided schools, they're doing their job. They're doing their responsibility. They are also, educating students. So it's happening. But I think it's important to understand the background as to how much we spend on it. That's all I'm trying to say. Not saying which is right, what is wrong. I think as we move along, we will see. But it has been in the past many years, decades, that situation has become so complicated. So today, with 50,000 plus teachers, for us to even decide a 10 rupee or 50 rupee hike or 100 rupee hike has crores of impact on us. I mean, just to give let's say 50,000 teachers are there. So even if I were to increase 10 rupees in terms of salary, that's like 5 lakh rupees a month impact, on us. And if I increase that by 100 rupees, that's a 50 lakh impact. If I increase by 1,000 rupees, that's a 5 crore impact. So just to show you the scale of things, how complicated it is for us to maneuver through these massive challenges to be able to come out with something that's better or to improve the system is not so simple as it may seem, is what my objective of showing this presentation to you. I'm not drawing to any conclusion. Please, I'm to again reiterate, I'm not drawing to any conclusion, nor am I saying this is right or this is wrong, nor am I saying that we have too many schools. So all of this is something that we'll have to, go into detail and see whether it's a good thing to have so many schools, because obviously we have a good teacher-student ratio then. So that's a good thing. But then the quality of the teaching has to be looked into. So this is merely effort from my side to at least share some factual figures of what Meghalaya is and the education sector is compared to the other states. I'm not saying anything about who's right, who's wrong, who's blamed, to be blamed, nor am I saying anything about too many teachers or too many schools. We need teachers, we need schools. It's a good thing to have these schools, but it's a large number and we have to manage this. As I said, we're spending more on government aided schools than on our own government schools. That's also a matter of big challenge for us. As I said, I showed you close to 1,000 crores is being spent on private schools, that is ad hoc and deficit schools, who are doing their part, as I said, but a large amount of money is going in terms of salaries to them. So that's really the purpose of this presentation. We have large category of schools, and each category, of course, has got then different challenges that are there. So we have realized that, and slowly and steadily we are in the process of merging as many as possible. But again, the kind of classifications that have been made are just too many, and the kind of salary, benefits and grants that are being given to different categories are different in nature. And hence, even if you want to now merge two of them or three of them, which is what we would want to do ideally, but then comes the financial impact of that decision, because then you have to come up with a unified pay scale or or salaries or whatever there is. To draw your attention again, just go back to the presentation. Just to again share with you. So now we have this one, the private school number 5. Yeah. So this says a lot. So most of the categorization is in the private schools, and as I said again, we spend about 917 crores giving salaries for these private schools. These are not owned by government. I keep repeating, the basic categorization of schools is only the government schools, SSA schools, and all the rest of the schools are private schools. SSA is more or less government type. It's government, central government and state government funded, and the assets also belong to the state government. But in terms of those private schools, which I mentioned on top, these are purely privately managed, privately owned schools. The assets are owned by the private managing committee. The school is run by them. The managing committee also is majorly constituted of the private entity. But government supports them in terms of salaries, money to be given to them to run their school. So we pay some part of the salaries. If it's deficit, then we give a certain pay scale. If it is ad hoc, then we pay a certain grant. Now within these also there are multiple categories of schools which are there. And as I said, trying to bring 2-3 categories together means that we'll have to see the benefits and the perks and the salaries we're giving. Then we'll have to give the standard to all of them. And once we start doing that, the impact of that goes to hundreds of crores. So therefore the decision is not so simple. What I'm trying to say is that even now, without touching these things, we're still paying 970. If we were to bring a uniformity, that number may go up to about 1,500 crores. So that's the kind of a decision that we have to think of. I'm not saying it will be 1,500, but I'm just giving you a number, plus minus it could be. But that's the challenge in actually coming to a decision like that, because it has huge financial implications.
So how long it will take to categorize into government and private?
Well, if I simply go into private, as I said, all the rest are private. But now if I were to bring all the privates together in one category, the impact would be in hundreds of crores. And so the decision is very simple. I can do it right now. But then where do I get the budget from? When we're already paying 917 crores here and not being able to, and then seeing the rest of the amounts are lesser, it's a tough decision. It's a tough call. And therefore, we are working, we are discussing, we are seeing how we can come to some kind of a conclusion. Maybe we may have to go in a phase-wise manner. Maybe we may need to restructure the whole thing. But we are in talks, and then we are trying to discuss with different organizations how to go about it. Now, if you were to, as I said, deficits get higher, the ad hoc grants are lower. So shall I bring the deficit down or shall I bring the ad hoc up? Both are equally challenging. Both will not agree. Now, even if I bring both of them up, so if I bring the ad hoc to deficit, that's going to lead to a financial implication of about 250 plus crores. So we're already at 917. We're talking of 1100 crores to 1200 crores. So that's the kind of impact that is there. So it's not as simple. So all I'm trying to say is that all of these things, thought process has been going on for a very long time. But I thought it's good to share this data so that one understands. So tomorrow when somebody says we're not being given this, that, you'll understand the scale that we are talking about. It's massive. This is the highest ever. Imagine if this 917 crores amount, the amount of infrastructure works that we can do. Of course, I mean, schools need it. I'm not saying that we don't need it. We do need it. But I think somewhere along the line, we need to see how we can efficiently utilize all of this. So the amount of money we spend, maybe the results we're getting are not up to the mark. So therefore, we have to work a lot. We'll work with all private schools, government schools, SSS schools, and we'll see how to move forward in it. Again, as I said, I repeat once again, there is no conclusion in this. I'm just giving you facts for your knowledge.
Habatin, page bahagi kishab, kashab plus F.
Ka plus F?
Hakabam bangibam dunaki eki bataya kamet. Namar kata habathiru atau khau kamlu ka umpnyang kadut pet ya kashab plus F haka jingsom. Yaki nutrient kumki vitamin bat ka iron la icon diat bat ka bathau bha kam kata ikadur jingki marbam ka jingmat lani ka rukam shed yaki. Balehi banai kita. Kadon ka we ka jing mentoy ba kongsan. Ka kot ka kia. Kan nutrition bakam bhag kajing im bakam bha pendon kam daki mar ba medon ka sharp plus F menta kasni
Lawan Ra Shafi Lingba ko office jong commissionerate of food safety Meghalaya.